Now, me and Cam on the 16th of June are going to visit the Wales and West Photography Show. We've not been there before. It is a relatively new show, but I spoke to Hari Mehrotra, who is the event organizer, stroke manager. He's the one who's basically organizing the whole thing, just to see what we would expect, what's going on there, and just to see how it's all going, basically. So here's how it went down when I spoke to Hari. Well, hello, Hari. How you doing? You okay?
Mark, how are we doing? I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. It's not long now until the show.
No, it's creeping up very, very quick.
Yes, absolutely. And me and Cam are both looking forward to coming. We're coming on the Friday, the 16th, just to check it all out and have a chat with people. So yes, I am with Hari here, and he is the event organizer and manager for the Wales and West Photography Show. So first off, how's it going? Is it a bit hectic for you at the moment?
Life is pretty hectic at the moment. Juggling all the aspects to make sure that the show is as smooth running and as impressive as to make it so impressive, to our audience.
Absolutely, absolutely. How long's the show been going? I mean, what's the history of the show? Because this will be my first time coming to it, and I think it'll be Cam's first time as well. And it's Camera Centre UK that are running it, isn't it? And
Correct,
I just
wondered,
what the brief history of the show, how long you've been doing this for, and what made you decide to run a show as well as a big camera company as well.
Okay, so we started this back in July 2022. We were actually going to run it 2 years before that, but unfortunately COVID hit and stopped all major events, and especially with large audiences. So in order to ensure public safety, we postponed the event, and restrictions then happened again, and we postponed it again. So 2022 was the first year that we ran it, and it was amazing. We couldn't have asked for a better show. It was everything that we wanted it to be and more. A great location, being at the ICC Wales in Newport, and we've kind of gone bigger and better again now for 2023, which is 15th to 17th of June.
A couple of weeks time now.
Yeah, not long. Juggling it all. Woo.
Yeah, and so let's go straight. So who are the big speakers? Who's coming along to speak? What can people see?
We have, and I'll list them off in order. We have Sam Nash, who is a master of light for Rotalight. We've got James Matthews, who is a Sony imaging ambassador. We have Stuart Lee Fairbank, who is a video creator who runs his own company called Rain Video. We have Bill Ward, who is making an appearance again. He made an appearance last year and gave an excellent talk. He is a Pentax ambassador, but also a famous actor, I think, from Corrie, if I remember rightly.
I'm not up on my Corrie, I'm afraid. So.
Nor am I. But an amazing photographer, though, nonetheless. And then on the Friday, we have Geraint Radford, who is a OM system. He made an appearance last year and gave an incredible talk on macro photography. We just couldn't get enough seats for his talk on macro.
Oh wow!
So we've invited him back to be able to give a fresh audience the opportunity. We then have Lucia Grigai, who is a Canon ambassador. And she's like a wildlife photographer. Some of her stuff is absolutely incredible. I believe she's done some stuff with Nat Geo and stuff like that. So really remote locations.
Yeah.
So very, very challenging. Glyn Jewis, he is coming down with Permajet, and he's going to be talking about printing. Keith Bernstein, who is a TV and film set photographer.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
He's coming with Sony. I believe he did all the imagery for The Crown recently on Netflix. So his work is, I'm really looking forward to seeing his work and listening to his talk. Emily Endine. Emily came down last year as well. She represents Fuji. She's an ambassador. She's a landscape and seascape photographer. incredible work again. Her underwater stuff and her water stuff is quite impressive. We also have a round table at the end of the Friday, which is brought to us by Format High Tech. And I will list the names, which is Dibs McCallum, Courtney Victoria, Josh Cameron, Lewis Adams, Micro Four Nerds, and Trio Stories. So it's going to be a nice little round table with an open discussion Q&A at the end, about 15 minutes long. But these guys, have an open talk about photography, and the audience are welcome to interact with that.
That'll be an interesting one to go and see, actually. Yeah,
I think
that'd be cool to do.
It could open up Pandora's box in terms of photography, where people, are a little bit unsure, but can ask some of the professionals and how it is that they can achieve some of the stuff they want to create.
Yeah. Well, it's good when things become a discussion, I think, because then it's not been, sometimes you go to talks, I'm sure the talks are amazing, but if you can interact and it's more of a discussion, I actually find there's these little pearls of wisdom you can find in those discussions that can change how you do something. Even if it's just a small thing. So yeah, that's a really interesting concept. I like that.
We want to be able to offer any sort of Q&A with any of the speakers and talkers. The speakers on the stage. And we will have a spare microphone that can be utilized to go around to the audience. So if the audience wish to ask the speaker a question, they're more than welcome to, for any of them. On the Saturday, we have the Rode UK specialist, Tom Lewis, who he's an audio specialist. I think he's quite renowned within the Rode industry in terms of microphones. Antonio Pisani, hopefully I've said that right. He is a Ricoh ambassador. He is street photography and contemporary photography.
Okay.
We have Mark Aspland, who is a Canon ambassador. These are all on the Saturday. He is a sports photographer for Canon, cool. And some of his work is very, very impressive as well. He's captured some amazing sporting moments. Alice Greenfield, she is a Sony imaging creator. She's going to give an amazing talk on hybrid filmmaking and photography, and creating content for social media. We know how important that is these days. To be able to captivate our audience through socials,
absolutely,
but also being that hybrid person as well.
Yeah, there's often a discussion on our show actually about social media and the things you've got to do. So yeah, any tips for anyone, because it's always changing, isn't it? Algorithms are changing and all this kind of stuff. So again, that'd be really interesting.
You have to be a person of many talents these days. It can't just,
you certainly do. You certainly do.
And then last but not least, two more actually. We have Martin Parr joining us, giving us an exclusive 50th year anniversary talk on his work, and then also his legacy in which he has created. So we're very, very privileged to have Martin join us.
Yes.
We also then have Philip Bloom joining us at the end of the show. There is a nice surprise coming from Philip. I'm not going to give too much away. There's going to be
exclusive on our show.
There is going to be an exclusive product launch at our show.
Ooh, okay.
In collaboration with one of the manufacturers, and it is strictly exclusive to our show. So we've tried to end our show on a little bit of a bang this year.
Yeah.
So that's a fun one to keep an eye out for, and stick around for. There will be an opportunity as well for, I'm not going to say how many, but maybe 2, if not 3 of the products will be given away to attendees.
Wow. Is it the surprise product you're talking about?
Yes.
Here,
yeah. So we're also giving away, our prize as well, which is a Canon R7 to one lucky attendee. It's a portrait kit, so you get tripods, bag, 2 lenses, memory card, just an entire kit just to get somebody started.
Absolutely. The R7 is a good little camera, so yeah,
amazing little camera.
Yeah.
And it could really, really help somebody. It is drawn at complete. It's a complete random draw. And it's going to just go to one lucky attendee. But for every day that you enter, you get basically entered into the raffle. So if you attend 3 days, you get 3 entries.
Oh,
if
wow.
you attend once, you only get one.
You get the once. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That sounds amazing. And I am really excited to know what this product is. Don't worry, I'm not going to try and put my investigative journalism hat on or anything like that, because I don't have one, basically. But yeah, no, really interested to know what that is. So yeah, if you're going to go, guys, I mean, the Saturday's obviously a big one, especially with seeing Martin Parr as well, which will be that's a fantastic end to the show. So I mean, you've already sort of answered some of this, but I was wondering, what else should we expect? I'm guessing we got the usual suspects when it comes to exhibitors. I saw Canon and Nikon and Sony are there.
Yeah, Nikon are actually joining us this year, which is very nice, and people will be able to get hands-on with the Z8. So if you've not seen that yet, and you want to see what the camera is about and what it can do, this is a great opportunity to be able to come down and have a little try out with the products.
Excellent stuff. Anything else to look out for?
We've got some printing companies on board this year. We've got Loxley Color. We've got Graphy Studios. Our stage is going to be a bit bigger this year to allow for more people, because let's be honest, we filled a lot of the seats last year with some of the great speakers that we had. There is also going to be 3 creative zones. So there is workshops running throughout the entire show, from former high-tech ambassadors giving a variety of workshops. On Creative Zone 1, you'll have Yolanda offering her workshop. Unfortunately, it is sold out now.
So if you've snoozed, you've lost already.
Yeah, that's it. But on Creative Zones 2 and 3, Sam Nash and a couple of other people will also be giving workshops. But these are creative zones that people can go and utilize. We have joined up with South Wales Creatives, which is a local modeling community and creative community. And there's going to be models that can be photographed at these areas. There's going to be a portrait setup basically in one, a full body setup in the other, and a full body setup in the others as well. With lighting, thanks to Rotolight for sorting that one out. And yeah, basically it's a little studio setup with models, and it's just for creative play. You can utilize these. You don't have to book in. Obviously, when the workshops are happening in these creative zones, if you haven't really booked in, you'll just have to come back to it. But the workshops are an hour, so you're not going to have to wait around for a long time.
That's cool. Okay. Well, that's great. They're having that interaction there. Well, again, photography is very much a hands-on industry, isn't it? It's not something you just sit and listen to. I guess the best way I've always thought when it comes to shooting or whatever is, get your hands on a camera, get in there and do it, because that's the best way of learning, I've always felt.
Well, this is it. We wanted to offer somebody a creative opportunity at the event. It's not just to come in and have a look at the cameras and listen to the talks, be inspired by the talks by all means, but having an opportunity to create an event is quite important for us. There's different elements to photography, and being creative and playful in the medium is definitely important.
Excellent stuff. Well, guys, you really need to get down to this show. It sounds like it's going to be a good one. It's the second show, and I reckon the second show of many more to come. So if people want to get tickets, want to book for the workshops, or just to get entrance to the show, how do they go about that?
Okay, so they can go over to www.waleswestphoto.com. There's a link straight away on the homepage for the tickets. That will take you over to the Eventbrite, where we've managed the tickets. On the website and the Eventbrite page, there is links for all of the workshops. There's a list of all the speakers, the schedule, who's on what day, and the exhibitors are on our homepage on our website as well.
Oh, fantastic. And I'm assuming you've got the usual socials going as well, Facebook page and all that for the Wales and West Photography Show. Excellent. And you mentioned where it was. Just remind us again where it is, and it's off the M4, I believe. Is that right? Yeah,
so International Convention Centre Wales. It is the new £80 million structure that they've built next to the Celtic Manor. a beautiful resort, as well as conference center. And it's going to be, we had an amazing time last year at this venue, and we decided that we're not going to change it. We're going to keep to the same place. Opportunity to grab some food there, great walk around if you want to have a little walk around the resort as well. People are welcome to do that. There's loads to do.
Excellent stuff. Well, Harry, it sounds like you've got your hands full at the moment. Thank you ever so much for taking the time to have a chat with us today, and I wish you all the best for the show. Hopefully we'll be able to bump into you when we come down on Friday, and
I'm sure you'll see me there.
Excellent stuff. And thanks again.
Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
Tell you what, now I'm really looking forward to going to see this show. It looks like it's quite innovative and quite creative too. Lots going on. I'm really excited to hear about what this sort of surprise product launch is all about. Fortunately, I'm not going to be there on Saturday, so we're going to have to find out some other way. Hopefully, Harry will let us know. So do try and make it down. If you are free that weekend, it's definitely worth checking out. The tickets are free, by the way. Harry did ask me to stress that after the interview. They are free. It's not going to cost you to go to the show unless you buy some kit, of course. But yeah, the show in itself is actually free. So even if it's just for a day out, if you're a photography enthusiast or part of the industry, definitely worth checking out this show. It's great because it's great that there's no photo show and video show this year because of them changing their monthly dates. So of course they're going to be back earlier next year. So I think this will definitely satisfy any fix for a photography trade show. I think there's lots going on. I think, it's quite innovative by the sounds of it. I'm really looking forward to checking it out, seeing how different it is to the photo show and obviously the society show that we've been to. So yeah, definitely check it out.